Good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and somebody's in here, give me a 2x4 so I'll know that we are live and I'm cleaning my glasses off. But if we got anybody in here, give me a 2x4. Let me know y'all can hear me. Good morning, Miss Sharon. All right, Miss Sharon, how was your weekend? So, hey, Michael Hamilton, good morning. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I am tired, and I mean like absolutely dragging tail tired. The festival has whipped me. So I should have took yesterday off, but I promised a guy that we would be on his epoxy job yesterday morning. And I tell you, we went to his epoxy job yesterday morning, but Mike Shepard is helping me, and we were dragging tail. Uh, I had to be back over here by like 4:30 or 5 yesterday. I'd promised my wife we'd do something. And Mike ended up, I was like, Mike, can you stay till 5 o'clock and work on this some? He was like, yeah. So we're grinding and prepping a floor for epoxy. And I don't know what it is. I put this epoxy floor down about 12 or 13 years ago, and the guy wants to change it up. There's parts of the clear coat that are flaking up a little bit, but I mean, the thing's super old. So I was like, man, this shouldn't be any problem to bring our grinders in and grind it. But it has taken forever to grind this floor. We ground on it for about 8 hours yesterday and got almost half of it done. So I conned Mike into coming in at 7 this morning and start working on it. So as soon as I get done here, we're going to go back up and I'm going to be running a floor grinder all day till probably 5 o'clock. And not super excited about it. So, but that's life. We'll get it done, and then once we get done with it, we will move on to the next job. Yes, Michael, I wished I had a shot blaster. I wanted. I did epoxy a long time ago. That was one of our mainstays that we did. We had grinding machines, all that kind of stuff. I've gotten rid of most of that, but I never did. I wanted a shot blaster, but I never ended up buying one. I'm just like that. Back then, we're talking. This was 2002 to 2010, something like that. I mean, and shot blasters were they were stupid expensive. And I'm like, I am not spending that much money on a shot blaster. We had a big stand up walk behind floor grinders and just did it. And if it was something too huge, my buddy had a shot blaster and I'd call him and just sub him out to do it. So I tell you, side note, the biggest floor we ever did was about 48,000 square feet. And I hired some guys to shot blast it for us, and it worked out great. It was over past Somerset. We did it. It was like 48,000 square feet, and it was for a government. It was a government deal. Well, this company worked for the government. They digitized all the VA records, like all the medical records for the VA. They would take the hard copies of those and digitize them. And that's all this company did. And they had a 48,000 square foot facility that they were remodeling this thing. And it was pretty interesting job. I mean, they had security. They were setting up secure rooms and all this stuff. It was a pretty wild little deal. So, all right, enough about epoxy. So, Miss Sharon, you said it was crazy busy. Hey, I tell you, it was crazy busy this weekend, and I was glad we had air conditioning. So the stadium and everything stayed, 72-ish like it was supposed to. The big arena was nice and cool. Uh, there's a holding area attached to it, and for some reason that thing stayed a lot warmer than the rest of the building, but we set some fans up. And it worked out. It was hot in that, but I mean, everybody survived. Morning, Greg. Everybody survived. And then upstairs by the front door where we were doing tickets and everything, it got a little warm just because people were walking in and out the doors. So, other than that, temperature-wise, it was amazing. And Greg, what time did you get home Sunday night or possibly Monday morning? But Miss Sharon, heat index yesterday was 108. Yes, I don't even know. I hadn't looked at the weather. I don't know what it's going to do today. Let's see. Right now it's 77. It's going to be 90 today. And we're going to be in the mid and low 90s as far as I can see. So I don't know. But Greg got home at midnight. That's not horrible. I figured you'd be there later. Stray Kitten, can I ask about the Caleb House live stream? Yes, you can. What would you like to know? Put in there and you can ask whatever you want to about it. While we're talking about that, Newman, good morning. How are you? All right, while we're waiting for Stray Kitten to ask about the Caleb House thing, we did live stream the Caleb House charity auction. It was going to start. We had everything planned. 5:30. 5:30 was going to be registration to get your bid number. Fill out your little bid card so we'd know who you are and you'd have your number. The barbecue food truck was going to do chicken and brisket for us. And everybody's going to register, get your bid number, sit down and eat. Then we were going to come in. TJ was going to tell us what Caleb House was, tell us some stories about it, and then we were going to start the live. We were going to start the live auction, and we had silent auction stuff upstairs. But the best laid plans, God laughs at sometimes. So he kind of laughed at us and gave us a little hiccup. At like 5:15, this monster storm comes rolling through. I mean, you can look out the front doors, and it is just black clouds for as far as you can see. So it starts coming, piss pouring rain, everything else, and all of a sudden the lights go boom, and the emergency lights kick on, and I'm like, hey. It'll be real quick. I'm like, we'll get a flash here and it'll stay off for maybe 5 minutes and be good. They came back on. I was like, yes, we're good. And then they went back off. And I'm like, okay. I said, it'll come back on in a minute. So people don't want to go outside to that. Good morning, Brittany. How are you? People don't want to go outside to get food. So Jessica is Shelly's daughter. I think it's her oldest daughter. She's in charge of all the vendors. She said, Jason, what if we get and have to bring the food in here? And I'm like, go do it. So the barbecue people started grabbing all their food, backed up, unloaded food so people could stay out of the rain. Out of the rain. We're doing all this on emergency backup power. So everybody pulls their phones out, their flashlights, stuff like that. And people start eating and everything. And I'm like, hopefully the power will come back on. So everybody eats. And the guy, Rylan, was our auctioneer. He had been in Chicago all week. And he told me, he said, I'm going to be coming in Saturday afternoon. He got delayed a little bit. And he was texting me how close he was. And he was like, man, the rain is slowing me down. So Rylan was driving as fast as he could in this rain. And he was like, I will be there as soon as I can. So we're kind of waiting for the auctioneer to get there. And I texted him, I said, as soon as you get in here, just bust in the doors. We're going to start the auction. I told TJ that. I was like, hey, my auctioneer's driving in from Chicago today. And I was like, he's got hit with traffic, rain, and everything else. And TJ was like, well, I'll just stand up there and talk until he gets here. I'm like, amazing. Let's do it. So we are, if it would have got any darker, we would have needed candle lights for it. So we live streamed that. TJ stood up, talked to everybody, told them what Caleb House was, told some stories of how they started it, some stuff they had done. And then Rylan comes busting through. We're like, hey, let's do this thing. We auctioned everything off between the live auction and between the live auction and the silent auction. We're right around $16,000 is what we raised for Caleb House. And I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. I'm so excited. So that we've got that. So we're right at $16,000 on it. Good morning, Bill. All right, Stray Kitten. Let's see. would you make a video of the first part of the stream so it would be easier to mention in various channels, live chats, and comment section? Would you make a video of the first part of the stream so it'd be easier to mention? Stray Kitten, are you talking about just cut out when TJ was talking? If that's what you're talking about, I think I can go in there and cut that out and just have where TJ was talking. I went ahead, just started it and let it run until the end. I was sitting down there bidding on stuff. I ended up buying the immediate action medical class. So I texted Kayla after that and I was like, make a spot for me. I'll be down there for the medical class in August. So, but yes, Brittany, praise the Father. And Newman, yes, praise the Father. It was amazing. And Miss Sharon, it was a great auction. And Michael, awesome. Yes, I was excited about it. I'm tickled to death. Of course, in my mind, I'm thinking I want to raise as much money. I had some numbers in my head, but we raised exactly the amount of money that God wanted us to raise and not a dollar more. So I'm like, I'm good with it. When you come to terms with, God's in control of this stuff, not you, you just sit back and you're like, hey, if we raise $1, that's awesome. We raised $1 for Caleb House. If we raised $100,000, I'm going to be standing on my head and everything. So it's whatever we raise is what we were supposed to raise. All right, let's see. Yes, because people might think I'm trying to get them to watch an auction. Okay. I will see what I can do. We live stream that on Facebook. I don't know if I can edit that or not. I don't know if we can edit a live stream or not. But I will get my girl that does. I'll get Melanie that helps with social media. I'll see what she can do. But I don't know if I can get it or not. So I'll just be honest with you. Well, no. Yes, I live stream that on StreamYard. What I'm using right now is StreamYard. StreamYard does everything and saves all of it. So I'm pretty sure I can do that. So once I get my head above water, I will see what I can do about that. And Bill says, I really enjoyed listening to Barry and watching the auction. Yeah, I thought people would really enjoy it. That's why I was going to do it. And let me see. Stray Kitten, I watched the whole video last night. And I watched it on YouTube. Yeah, Stray Kitten, you can live stream straight from YouTube's platform, or you can live stream from StreamYard. I did it on StreamYard. That's what the platform I'm on now. StreamYard just lets me stream to different places. Like we're on Facebook and YouTube right now. So when we did that auction, we were doing it on my channel, Facebook, and Shelly's channel, Two Old Crows. So we did it that way. I was going to try to set up 2 cameras. I had my iPad facing down like y'all watched it, and I was going to have Shelly's iPad behind looking at the audience and everything, but something was messing. It wouldn't connect with StreamYard, and I was like, forget it. But the auction, it was funny. We did the entire auction pretty much with emergency lights. Dudley was there, and Dudley had his camera set up doing it. Dudley had some extra small lights, so he set those up. So we had Dudley's lights going, and then the backup emergency lights. The whole auction was done on emergency power. It was getting hot in there, and but I mean, it was getting hot. Everybody's sweating just a little bit. But the funny part is, as soon as that auction was over, like 2 or 3 minutes after the auction was over, we were going to start. Everybody comes down, gives them your bid number, and pays for everything. Boom, the power jumped back on. So I'm like, okay, we were meant to have an auction by emergency light. It was cool. The auctioneer told me, he's like, I've never done one with emergency lights before. And he's like, but it was kind of cool. He said, I had a hard time seeing some of the bid numbers, but other than that, it was a fun time. So I enjoyed it. It was amazing. So the festival, we got done with it. And I'm about half hoarse from talking to people. We got up there Thursday. And we shot some lives and tried to do some lives on it. Yeah, straight getting an off-grid auction. Exactly. So, oh yes, Miss Sharon, thank you for putting that in there. Retro Warrior Coffee. Use the code Homestead50 to get 50% off a sample pack. Lisa and I talked for a little bit. We hung out for a little bit. Lisa, I met Lisa in person. She lives in South Dakota, so she came in from South Dakota to do coffee. She set up with Forrest from Alabama, set up and sold coffee on Friday, her coffee, because Trek Coffee Company came in on Saturday and Sunday and was selling coffee. But people got to try Retro Warrior coffee. She did a cold brew down at her booth. But Lisa's an amazing person. I wished I would have had more time to sit down and talk with her, but I was running nonstop, putting fires out, not literal fires, but just putting stuff out and solving problems all weekend. But yes, go to it's retrowarrior.com for the coffee. Use the code Homestead50 and it'll get you 50% off your sample pack. So, but yeah, we did some live streams from there, so go and check those out. We had an amazing time. So we set everything up on Thursday. We were looking awesome on Thursday, or no, Wednesday. Yeah, we set a lot of stuff up on Wednesday. So had a real good dent in it on Wednesday, and then Thursday was setup day for all our vendors and everything, speakers to come in set up. Had an awesome day setting stuff up. Had some amazing vendors there, and we also had vendors that paid and didn't show up. I do not understand, and this happens every festival. Vendors will pay. The booths are either $50 for upstairs or $100 downstairs, depending on the size. Vendors will pay anywhere from $50 to $100 and not show up. And I'm like, why do these people? They're just throwing money away. I hadn't figured it out. And there's a couple people. Chuck with Homestead Medical. I called Chuck because Chuck is a staple at the show. I called Chuck. He didn't answer, and I'm like, well, I was like, I don't know, something might have happened. So Chuck texted me later on the next day, and he's like, "Hey, sorry I didn't call you." He said, "But my mom is in the hospital, and I'm up here at the hospital with her." And I'm like, "Dude, that's no problem." I'm like, "You take care of your mom." I was like, "We'll have another festival soon." So I was like, "Just take care of your mom. Everything's good to go." And he's like, "Okay." So I can understand Chuck had a medical emergency. He was taking care of his mom. Do that thing. It's cool. So. Let me see. Let's see what Bill said. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I recently discovered that I have a YouTube channel. I plan on doing my best to make the first video, and it will be the first litter of piglets in September. Hey, Bill, that's cool, dude. Do your YouTube channel. Get up there. I will tell you, the first video you do is going to suck. The first video anybody does sucks, and you're going to feel stupid talking to a black box or a black rectangle. I mean, if you're shooting one on your iPhone, you're going to feel like a goober talking about it. But if your second video is a little bit better, you're improving. If your third video is a little bit better, you're improving. Improve 1% on each video, and by the time you've done 100 videos, you're 100% better. So when I first started out, literally, I would not cut or edit my videos, do anything with it. And I told Shelly, she's like, you need to edit some of your videos. And William got on to me too. He's like, you need to edit, do a little bit better job editing. I was like, I don't want to do it. And William's like, do it. And Shelly's like, yes, you need to do this. So I will edit a little bit, but not a whole lot. I'm not going to sit down for hours and edit those. So let's see. The only thing I have to record is my iPhone 13. Hey, there's nothing wrong. I mean, that's what I do all my videos on, is either my iPhone or my iPad. I am on my iPad right now just because it's got a bigger screen to where I can see everything. And I'll tell you, when you edit the videos, use iMovie. It's a app that's already on your iPhone. You can use iMovie, and it's super easy to use. You can cut and splice, and you can do just amazing stuff with iMovie. I know a lot of people that use it. That's all I ever use. So shoot it with that. Get you a nice tripod. I've got several tripods. I've got a small tripod, a small desk tripod that this is sitting on. Works out great on the desk if you're doing the talking head videos. If you're going to be out standing up, get a nice tripod. I bought mine from Best Buy. It's I think it's a 61-inch tripod. It's as tall as it'll go, and that works perfect for it. Then get you a nice mount for your phone to slide on top of it, and you're set and ready to go. Ooh. Also, get a microphone. If you're going to be outside a lot, get a Bluetooth mic that'll hook up to your phone, and then you're set and ready to go. So the Bluetooth stuff is easy. Those microphones are pretty cheap on Amazon. Let's see, Bill. I still have my Handycam 8mm film and my digital camera. That's still a 3.5-inch floppy disk. Yeah, Bill. Don't use those. Use your iPhone. I don't know if you could even put that on YouTube now, if you could even figure out how to do it. So, yeah, Stray Kitten. Dudley does have a nice one that's got the mic built in and all that kind of stuff. Dudley's got his Harbor Freight like pack out thing, and he was packing that thing around all weekend and going up and down steps. And I'm like, one of the guys, Greg told him, he's like, Dudley, we've got a golf cart if you want us to drive you around and you don't have to take it down all those steps. And he was like, no, it's fine. And Greg's like, Dudley, come get on the golf cart and we will take you around there. And he's like, okay. So, Rochelle, good morning. We had a great time. I'm glad you had a great time. Hopefully you'll be back next year for the next show. So, we are getting preliminary numbers and our final numbers together on how many people were there. It felt like there was 1 million people there. I mean, Friday was amazing. And I kept looking, I'm like, Friday, there's people rolling in. There's tons of people here on Friday. I was super excited. So, super excited about it. Friday was awesome. Saturday was great. Sunday was amazing. I mean, we had a super great time. Shelly and I did how to make bacon and how to do sausage. We did a class every day. This was my first time ever talking or doing anything at our festivals. Most of the time, we're just covering the madness and keeping that going. But we sat there and did that and had a great time. I mean, I enjoyed teaching it. I enjoy teaching people on how to do stuff. And I told Shelly, I was like, we're going to do that again. I said, we're probably going to do another one. So we did that and had a super awesome time. Let me see. Michael Osborne. My YouTube channel has one video. I was out of town and had to show my wife how to change key fob on her battery. Hey, that works. And let me see, Miss Sharon. Something is screwing up. All right. I don't know. Something's screwing up in the comments. Okay. But, yeah, Shelly and I did sausage and bacon making. And it was a fun time. I enjoyed doing it. Like I said, I enjoy teaching people and showing people how to do stuff. I enjoyed meeting people and talking to everybody. I'll apologize if I was short with you and didn't get back to talk with you. I was probably getting pulled away to put out a fire because I would be in a conversation with somebody and somebody would come up and grab me and it's like, hey, we need to do this. We need to do that. I did sit down Friday. Every day I was like, I would get hangry. I was like, I have to eat something. So I would go out, get my plate of barbecue or Mexican food. Probably some of the best quesadillas I've ever eaten in my life with the food truck that was there, the Mexican food truck. So I grabbed my food. I told everybody, I told the girls at the front, I'm like, I'm going to go sit down and eat. And I said, unless someone is actively dying at the festival, leave me alone. And they're like, okay. And not 2 minutes later, I'd sit down and somebody opened the door up to the classroom. And I was like, is someone actively dying? And they said, no. I said, then do not bother me. Close the door and let me eat. And they're like, okay. So you got to take a few minutes and relax on that and just take a breather and not talk to anybody. I did the same thing Sunday. Sunday, my wife and my youngest son came up, and they wanted to hang out for a little bit. They'd been there Saturday too, and I was like, let's go eat lunch. So we went to one of the classrooms, closed the door, and I was like, leave me alone. So we hung out for about 15, 20 minutes, ate lunch, talked to them, and then they went back out and ran around with the festival. All right, we both did great on the class. I appreciate it. I think part of the one of the cool parts about doing the sausage and the bacon class, Shelly does her sausage a little different and does her bacon a little bit different than mine. So the nice thing is you can see that there's different ways to do stuff. I do, and Randy came in on Sunday and taught how he does sausage, but we taught both ways, and it's like if you don't like this way, you can do this way. So there's no one way to do bacon. There's no one way to do sausage. So it's all in how you want to do it. So I think Shelly and I did good with that, giving different options. And Mary, enjoyed every aspect of the event. I appreciate it a bunch. I enjoyed it. I'm sad that it's over, but I am happy it's over because then I get to rest a little bit. So let's see. Yes, you have to take time for yourself. I know how crazy it can get. We did the countryside living reunion for years. Yeah, it gets crazy, but man, it gets fun. I'll tell you, I got to spend some time with Mike Adkins. That guy is just a super, super nice guy. We talked several times, and just an awesome guy to talk to. I would have loved to have sat down for two or 3 hours and talked to that guy there in person, but I enjoyed talking to him. Greg New is a super awesome guy. Talked to him a lot. I mean, every time I came blowing by Greg, he was like, "Are you having fun?" I was like, "Dude, I'm having a blast." And we had stopped for just a minute and talk. I liked him. Greg invited me. He said, "Hey," he said, when you catch your breath and you slow down a little bit," he said, "give me a call." He's like, "You can come down, hang out for a while." He's like, "We'll shoot guns, do something like that." I'm like, "Exactly, we'll do it." So got to meet those guys in person. Super excited about it. Dr. Trevor, Angry Viking Therapist, Dr. Trevor was there. Hung out with him for a little bit. I've hung out with him before in person. So we got to sit down and talk. Super guy. I enjoyed talking to him again and seeing him. William was there. When I see William, it's like, he's my old friend, like I've known him forever. And William and I sat down and talked right after the event and got some stuff going on. We've got a lot of stuff planned for on down the road. And also, before I forget, I didn't do any show notes. I woke up late and I'm still dragging tail. So, but I was like, if I wake up late, we can talk about the festival and be fine. But October 25th is Combat Midwife, and we're hosting Combat Midwife here. It's going to be at the same place we have the festival, except for it's going to be in the classroom. But Combat Midwife will be here. It's combatmidwife.com. You can sign up for her class. She's going to do her class up here for us, and we're hosting her. So, so if you want to get on that, sign up for that. We've got, I don't know how many people she's going to have in the class, but typically her classes sell out pretty quick. And as soon as I get two minutes to rub together, I'm going to start messing with the website, and I'll get a link up for it. And Miss Sharon is amazing, and she has it up. So let me see. Shell, thousands of methods and recipes. In our house, we mix my country upbringing doing processing with my butchering for the union. With my husband's culinary charcuterie degree, it all works. Yeah, I mean, it's like they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and that's the way I take it. That, I mean, if you don't like maple syrup on your bacon, that's cool. Don't put maple syrup. You don't have to measure all the stuff. Some people get down in the weeds and they'll measure the belly, and it's like, it's 11.3 pounds on this belly, and I need exactly X amount of salt and X amount of pepper. or brown sugar. The only thing that you really need to measure out is if you're using a pink curing salt. That's the only time that you need to measure it out, is if something in there has pink curing salt, because you don't want too much of the nitrates or nitrites in there. So, but if you're using just the salt and brown sugar method, which I use on mine, dude, I take it and I just throw equal parts in there, and it doesn't matter. Stick it in there because you're rinsing everything off when you're done. So I told the people, I'm like, it's not rocket science. You don't have to measure it if you're lazy like that. Boom, go at it and do it. So, festival. Who else was there that I'd never met in person? Let me see. Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon, I measure with my heart. Yes. Michael, did you make a comment? I can't see it. Michael, I don't see something messed up in the comments. And if you made a comment that's funny, I would like to see it if you can throw it in there again. But yes, Miss Sharon measures with her heart. So I just measure. I measure with my crusty old heart, is I guess what I do. So TJ was there, Bear Independent. They did their class, their bleeding prevention class. They did it from 8 to 12. That class was packed. There was 38 people in there. So they did it, and then he hung around on Friday talking to people. They were not there on. Okay, Michael. They were not there on Saturday. They did Shabbat, but they rolled in Saturday, at 5 o'clock to help with the auction and everything. So he was there Sunday. He actually wound up at 8 o'clock. We had talked about it before. I'd asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to do like a Saturday service or a Sunday service?" And he's like, "Well, let's see how the Spirit does, and we'll play it by ear." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we had talked a little bit, and then right after the auction, I was like, because I'd asked him, I was like, "Hey, you want to do like an 8 o'clock service?" And he's like, "Yeah, we could probably do that." And I was like, "Cool." I was like, "So we're going to do an 8 o'clock service." Told everybody, and he goes, "I guess since we're doing an impromptu service, we'll do it." And I was like, he's like, "You kind of got me on that." I was like, "Dude, we talked about it a couple times." And he's like, "I forgot." And I was like, "Okay." So then with the service part, he rolled in early because he was going to do a service at 8 o'clock. They roll in 7ish, and I came down to talk to him, and he's like, "Give me a minute." He's like, "Somebody wanted me to do an impromptu service at 8 o'clock this morning." And I'm like, "Stop giving me grief." And then he looked up and kind of smiled about it. And I was like, "Dude, you can figure it out." I was like, "Stand up there. And if you've got faith, stand up there and God will tell you what to say." And he kind of looked at me and he was like, "Yeah, but I got to have some Bible verses to go with it." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'll leave you alone. Do your thing." So, Sunday morning, they did an 8 o'clock service. And then at noon, he started baptizing people. We had a nice I went ahead and bought a brand new water trough. We filled it up, had it ready to go. The people told me the water was still pretty cold, even though it was setting. We filled it up the day before and let it set. They said the water was pretty stinking cold. But TJ started baptizing people. He did some stuff at like noon, started baptizing people. And then his talk was at 3. I think it was 2:30 is when he was scheduled to speak. He spoke on community. So he talked on it, and then afterwards we started doing the raffle and giving everything away, and people were coming down. They're like, "Hey, can we get baptized?" And he's like, "Yes, come on out." There's a side door from where we were doing the raffle, and we had the baptistry set up. And I think he was there until almost 6 o'clock talking to people and baptizing people. So it was an amazing time. I don't know how many people he baptized, but I'm going to text him and see, and I'll get you a number and let you know about that. And then let me see. Hatfield Homestead. Hal, jumping in late, had a great festival this weekend. Guys, I appreciate y'all being there. Y'all, the Hatfields were there with their daughters, and their daughters had a good time. Then let me see what Bill said. I learned years ago that if you put a raw potato in a bucket of water and add salt until the potato floats, it's approximately 3% salt content. Hey, that's kind of interesting. So, guys, if y'all got any questions about the festival, let me know and I will answer it. But it was an amazing time. TJ did all that. We just had amazing speakers. We've got some more stuff planned because it is going to be a year until we do the next one, which I hate and I love both all in one. But we're going to have, we've got a bunch of stuff planned on it for the next festival. We're already planning it. But in the meantime, we're planning in between that, we're going to do some smaller workshops and stuff like that. Leslie with the School of Earth and All, she is planning an advanced herbal class that we're going to do. And then also Mike Adkins and I are preliminary talking about doing a land navigation class that will be down here in Bowling Green. We've got to sit down and hammer out details on it. Then also Brian and Susan from S&B Homestead Radio. Most likely we're going to do a comms class with them. And we're trying to work out the details on all that. And then, of course, once it gets cooler again this winter, we'll be doing processing classes here at my place. Shelly and I will be teaching those. So there's a ton of stuff going on that we've got doing behind the scenes. Also, we've got more. I actually had more first aid stuff come in the other day. So if you want to go ahead and purchase first aid kits, medical supplies, they're all on the website. And yes, Miss Sharon, do remember Jay at Prepared Citizens with his family and everything. Keep them in your prayers. Jay lost his dad last week, and it was kind of interesting. I told a couple people, I was like, I was sitting at the stoplight. It was Wednesday before the festival. I was sitting at the stoplight and I got this hankering and it's hit me. It's like, I need to call Jay. So I called Jay. I was sitting at the stoplight. It rang and went to his voicemail. And I left him a voicemail and everything, that I was thinking about him and stuff, and sitting at the stoplight. And I got to calling and I needed to call you. So I called him, left him that voicemail, and he texted me later on. I was like, hey, my dad passed away. So we texted for a little while, and I was like, if you need anything, let me know. He knows I went through the same thing a while back, and I was like, if you need to talk, let me know. And he was like, okay. So I will probably give Jay a call later on this week and sit down and talk to him a little bit and see how he's doing. Because Jay is a good friend of mine. I enjoy that guy. We're brothers, so I like Jay. And then Bill. I learned that from an old Navy fisherman in northern Michigan who fished Lake Superior that cured and smoked fish. That's pretty interesting. That's the little nuggets you get on the show. Is that not amazing? So, but guys, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to cut it because Mike is up grinding concrete and he's probably going to want me to come help him. And I would be a horrible person if I just sat here all day and didn't go help him. But we've got about another 500 square feet to grind, and then we'll be ready to put epoxy on. So, guys, I appreciate you. I will be back Friday morning, same time, same bat channel, like they used to say. But I'll be back Friday morning for another live. Shelly and I will probably do some kind of festival wrap-up and kind of a festival recap. I don't know exactly what day we'll do it. We might do it tomorrow. I'll have to talk to her and see. So, but guys, I appreciate it. And I'm going to head off to grind epoxy and do a mind-numbing chore all day. But I appreciate you, and I'll see you Friday morning. Y'all have a good day.